Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about waterborne diseases. Okay. And in the previous slides we have been discussed about what are the water analysis and what are the types of water analysis. There are three types of water analysis. First is physical test, chemical test and biological test that I have already been discussed with you. Okay, so next we will be discussing today about waterborne diseases. As we use water in our daily to daily life, and in the water it contains some bacteria, algae, fungi, mud, clay. These are the bacteria or these are the mud, clay it contains in the water, and it is caused contaminated, which is very affect or which can affect our health, human health, or which can affect our health. So if the microorganisms or if the bacteria are present in the water, then some of the disease can occur in the water. So what are the waterborne diseases? Okay, so we should read about what are the waterborne diseases. So waterborne diseases are caused by pathogenic microorganisms that mostly commonly are transmitted in contaminated fresh water, and the infection commonly results during the bathing, washing, drinking, in the preparation of food or the consumption of food thus infected. And the various forms of waterborne diarrheal diseases probably are the most important or most prominent examples that can affect many children in developing countries. And the waterborne diseases, which includes the following, that are cholera, diarrhea, scabies, typhoid, anemia and hepatitis. So we will be reading details about this. Okay, so first we will be reading about cholera. So cholera is an infectious disease that cause severe watery diarrhea which can lead to dehydration and even death if it is untreated, and it is caused mainly by eating food or the drinking water which is contaminated by bacteria. And this disease is most common in places with the poor sanitations and the crowding places, and also in the unhygienic conditions these diseases can occur. And how the cholera causes? The cholera causes by municipal water supplies, ice made from the municipal water, food and drinks that are sold by the street vendors, vegetables grown with water containing the human waste, raw or uncooked fish and seafood that are cut in the waters polluted with the sewage. Okay, so these are the cholera, how it occurs. Next, we will be reading about, that is diarrhea. Diarrhea is a frequent discharge of watery feces from the intestines. Sometimes it contains blood and mucus. Diarrhea is due to infection, may last for a few days or it can last for several weeks, and it can maybe replace the fluid lost by the body. And severe diarrhea may be life-threatening due to the fluid loss in watery diarrhea, particularly in infants or young children and the malnourished and people with the impaired immunity. Okay, and it is mainly occur for the most of the people who live in developed countries and where the sanitation is not properly. Okay, and where also unhygienic conditions is not proper. Okay, there the diarrhea occurs. Next is scabies. Scabies is a highly contagious parasitic skin disease that are caused by itching. Why it causes by itching? It is mainly due to the contamination of water. It is also caused. Okay, it is acquired through close contact with an infested individual or contaminated clothing and is most prevalent among those living in crowded or unhygienic conditions. And also personal hygiene is an important preventive measure and access to adequate the water supply, which is important in control. Okay, so these are the how the scabies occurs. Next is, that is typhoid. Typhoid is a waterborne disease which affects more people in each year. Mainly the typhoid is caused by pathogenic bacteria in a victim's intestinal tract and bloodstream. Typhoid symptoms include a severe fever, headache, constipations or diarrhea or any other types of symptoms it can occur. It is mainly spread by the human waste and by water contaminated with a waste in local, where the proper sanitation services are absent, that place the typhoid can occur. Next is anemia. Anemia is common throughout the world and its main cause is iron deficiency. Due to the iron deficiency, it is caused. It is the most prevalent nutritional deficiency in the world. Several infections that are related to hygienic, sanitation, safe water and water management are significant contributors to anemia in addition to iron deficiency. Okay, this also anemia also includes malaria and any other types of diseases it also occurs. Okay, last one is that is hepatitis. Hepatitis is a broad term for inflammation of the liver and has a number of infectious and non-infectious diseases. Two of the viruses of hepatitis are that is hepatitis A and hepatitis E. It can be transmitted through water and food. So, hygienic is needed for all the type of diseases and proper sanitations are needed in the water. Okay. So, these are all the waterborne diseases and next we will be reading about water quality standards. What are the water quality standards in domestic purposes, industrial purposes? What are the water quality standards? We will be reading. So, in the domestic purposes, the temperature is 10 degrees Celsius to 15.6 degrees Celsius and order that is 0 to 4 and the color of the domestic purposes in water that is 10 to 20 and in the turbidity it is up to 5 to 10 ppm and test, there is no test in the domestic purposes. Next is total dissolved solids, it is up to 500 ppm that is parts per million and hardness that is 75 parts per million to 115 that is 115 parts per million and in chlorination, domestic purposes in chlorination that is up to 250 parts per million and in pH value that is up to 6.5 to 8 ppm. Next is we will be reading about water quality standards for swimming pools. As we know, so in the swimming pool water is also present. So, first is hardness. Okay, it is recommended that water should be used in the swimming pools must have a minimum hardness that is 50 mg per liter and ideal hardness that is 125 mg per liter. Okay, if the hardness is less than 50 mg per liter, then it will make the water aggressive and it can cause erosion or pitting of the tiles and grouting existing on the pool bottom and the sides. Okay, on the other hand, if the hardness is too high, then the scaling will occur and iron present in the water may also cause corrosion in the filter plant. Okay, so next is pH value. The permissible and the permissible range, or we can say the range of the pH value is 7.4 to 7.6. Okay, so we have to maintain the water range of pH value that is 7.4 to 7.6 and it is usually becomes necessary to add alkalis that is like sodium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate to increase the pH value. Since the pH value will also decrease due to the use of chlorine gas, so we have to add some chemical that is sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate we have to add to make a constant that is 1.4 to 7.6 ppm. Next is chlorine. Chlorine value is 180 to 200 mg per liter. And last one that is TDS, we can say that is total dissolved solids. It is of 500 to 1000 mg per liter. Next is industrial supplies. Water quality standard for the industrial supplies. First is dissolved solids that is up to 3500 mg per liter and the pH value of industrial supplies is less than 7 ppm that is parts per million. Okay, so these are all the chapters. These are all the first chapter that is water quality standard, quality in water, impurities in water, quantity of the water. Okay, this includes the chapter 1. Okay, so there are some assignment questions. Name the 3 types of waterborne diseases. I have already discussed what are the 3 types of waterborne diseases. Then what do you mean by LPCD? I have already discussed in the first slides. Name the 2 methods of forecasting pollutions. As you all know, arithmetic method, geometrical method, incremental increasing method. All of us know Then the population statistics, this is one of the problem of arithmetical and geometrical method. I have also solved this. And describe in brief the various physical and chemical characteristics of raw water and supply. Chemical and physical test I have already discussed. Write down the details of different types of impurities found in water. Already discussed what are the types of impurities found in water. So these are all the chapter 1, and if any doubt occurs, you can ask me in the next class. Thank you.